Welcome to the first ever Covenant Health annual wrap-up show. I'm Meredith Avery Cunningham. If there was ever a time to look back on a year and celebrate our hard work and accomplishments, 2020 is it. Over the next couple of minutes, we'll look back at the many ways our caregivers work to create health for a better world in our communities. Many of us had heard about COVID-19 for weeks before we ever stopped to think it might be something we would be dealing with here on the South Plains. When the virus arrived in mid-March, our caregivers bravely stepped up to the front lines. We worked with Friendship ISD to open a drive-through COVID-19 testing site in Wolforth at Tiger Stadium. Since the start of this pandemic, Covenant Medical Group alone has administered more than 30,000 tests.
I think for most of us, we're just called to help people, and that's there whether there's a virus or not. And so we're going to get up and we're going to go to work and we're going to take care of people.
Let's take a look at some more numbers. As of December 1st, we've had 1,620 hospitalized COVID floor cases and 433 ICU COVID cases. 209 of those cases have been vented. We've processed more than 69,000 tests for almost 60,000 unique individuals. In Levelland and Plainview, they've had an additional 230 inpatients since the beginning of this pandemic in March. Speaking of the beginning, from the start, we couldn't have continued caring for our patients without the support and generosity of our community. Businesses and individuals heard our pleas for PPE and responded by donating thousands of masks, gloves, gowns, and more. Donations were dropped off at a location near the hospital and organized by our Lifestyle Center staff. To keep our energy up, churches, businesses, schools, and people from all over the community supplied caregivers with yummy treats to eat. While many of us packed our lunches with peanut butter and jelly, often we were surprised with a delicious meal from Chick-fil-A, Capital Pizza, and Picosso's. It wasn't just a meal our community members were providing, but it was their way of showing us they loved and supported us. Internally, our leaders worked tirelessly to ensure caregivers were taken care of, whether it was with proper PPE or care for our kiddos. The leadership at Covenant worked to meet our needs. At Joe Arrington, nurses spent weeks sewing masks for fellow caregivers. Cynthia Salisbury and her team set up a caregiver sweatshop at the Arnett to create not only masks but also face shields. On Heart Center 6, Malia Albin and her nurses set up a food pantry for caregivers who couldn't make it to the store when hours were reduced during the lockdown.
Thank you.
In May, caregivers from Covenant Children celebrated the achievements of our CMC staff by providing a hip hip hooray in the Sky Bridge during shift change. The celebration meant a lot to caregivers, with one overnight nurse, Al Alcaraz, calling it a very nice gesture from his Covenant family. Finally, our Forever Thoughtful Food Services staff provided a sweet treat for caregivers with Coke floats. The Covenant Health Foundation established the Caregiver Relief Fund, providing financial assistance to caregivers who struggle to pay for their mortgages, utilities, and childcare. While many facets of our jobs changed in 2020, leaders worked to regain some sense of normalcy. One event we worked hard to bring back was Schwartz Center rounds for caregivers and physicians to come together and have a safe, collaborative forum to open up and discuss their feelings. One way our leaders tried to ease our way this year was by partnering with Lubbock ISD to provide childcare for our kiddos after schools closed indefinitely in the spring. By providing a safe, clean place for our children to be taken care of, it allowed caregivers to work without worry. We also expanded our Bright Horizons emergency childcare benefit to help caregivers with additional childcare needs. In an effort to show our community how much we appreciated them for their support, Covenant Health launched our Community Give Back initiative. Trying to support the safe reopening of businesses and the stimulation of our local economy, Covenant provided local shops with PPE and education. The efforts would encourage businesses to reopen while taking the proper precautions against COVID-19.
What if we remove that burden from families? What if we give back and offer a mask that we know is safe?
After being out of school for about 5 months in August, students returned to their classrooms. As always, our teachers went above and beyond to make sure our kids were socially distant and safe in the classroom. But the Covenant Health Foundation thought we could help by providing every student with a face mask. The gaiters can be easily worn around a kid's neck and has a proper filtration system with a HEPA filter pocket inside. 90,000 students in the Texas Region 17 and in Hobbs, New Mexico received these masks. While a majority of our year we spent focused on COVID-19, Covenant Health had some major successes outside the pandemic as well. This year, 2 of our caregivers, Kevin McConaughey and Amanda Kuhn, became DEI certified as part of our commitment to prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are also pleased to announce Kevin McConaughey has accepted the position and became Covenant's first Regional Chief Diversity Officer this month. I heard he will start every meeting with a song instead of a reflection, and I can't wait. To help support our DEI initiatives, Covenant Health created 7 new CRGs this year. A CRG is a caregiver resource group. These groups are a way for caregivers to join together with those with similar interests and beliefs to help create programs and positive change within our organization. In August, after years of hard work, Karen Baggerly and the nursing staff at Covenant Medical Center finally received the recognition they deserved after achieving magnet status.
Honor and privilege to officially notify you that the Commission on Magnet has unanimously voted to credential Covenant Medical Center as a magnet organization. This is your
Karen says magnet status affirms our commitment to quality patient care, professional development, and evidence-based practices. I am humbled to work alongside my nursing colleagues who are totally responsible for achieving this gold standard in nursing excellence. This is another incredible milestone in fulfilling our healing mission for our patients and community. One of our biggest achievements in 2020 was the opening of the Covenant Health Grace Surgical Hospital on 82nd and Marcia Sharp. This hospital starts a new era for Covenant Health, one where we move closer to our patients and better cater to their needs by giving them exceptional quality health care close to home with a short hospital stay.
We're not waiting for patients to come to us anymore. It's time for us as a healthcare community to start going back out to the patient. When you look at all the studies, most patients don't like to drive more than 7 minutes to go get their health care. So we're going to go ahead and start moving to where the patients are moving to.
In September, Covenant announced we would be acquiring Lee Regional Medical Center in Hobbs effective January 1st. Lee Regional will transition to Covenant Health Hobbs Hospital, and with this acquisition, Covenant affirms its commitment to eastern New Mexico while looking to extend our comprehensive health network to the Hobbs community. After such a tumultuous year, it's important to look back and reflect on God's blessings and our success. It wasn't easy, but together we made it through, and that is something to celebrate. And while it may be hard right now, hopefully next year we can look back and be thankful for the challenge and how it helped us grow. After all, they do say hindsight is 20/20. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.